Oddly enough, this is a little bit of a controversial topic. Let's chat all things vitamin C. What it is, why you need it, when you should use it, and what to do if you can't tolerate a traditional vitamin C. I'm Jordan Harper, board certified nurse practitioner. I'm also founder and CEO of a results-driven skincare line called Barefaced. I have been in the medical field for over 10 years, treated thousands of patients in the cosmetic dermatology space, which led me to start my skincare line around a philosophy, less but better. All of our routines are simple, results-driven, and meant to promote long-term skin health and obviously slow down skin aging, keeping the skin really healthy. So let's break down vitamin C. I consider this one of the core 4 products in your routine to promote long-term skin health. So let's break it down. Vitamin C is the most abundant water-soluble antioxidant in the skin, and it is needed for a host of things: collagen synthesis, aka collagen production, inhibiting melanin, slowing down premature skin aging, protecting and fighting against free radical damage. It's an essential nutrient in the skin, so using it is key. The thing is that it's constantly getting depleted. So the key is keeping those vitamin C reservoirs full, which is why I believe in a twice daily application of vitamin C because of a number of things. One, based off clinical studies showing that vitamin C is getting depleted over a period of 8 to 10 hours. Although some of it is still staying in the skin, you want to keep those reservoirs full so that way when your body needs it to help inhibit melanin or help fight free radical damage or help produce collagen, it has a full reservoir. It would be like saying, oh, I'm really thirsty, but I only have this much to drink. So now I got to figure out what's the most important thing. If I'm really thirsty, I want to drink as much as I need to drink. So that's the same thing you want for your skin. You want your skin to drink as much vitamin C as it can. And that way the vitamin C can do everything it needs to do for the skin. What vitamin C is going to do during the day is slightly different on what it's going to do during the night. When you're creating a daytime routine, you should think about prevention and protection. And when you're creating a nighttime routine, you should think about repair and correction. So during the day, when you're wearing your vitamin C serum, it's helping to prevent and protect, layering a sunscreen on top of a vitamin C. There's also studies that show it can boost the efficacy of your sunscreen up to 11 times. So I always recommend wearing it during the day. It's also fighting against free radical damage, which free radicals can be a host of things, but we're constantly getting exposed to environmental things that can cause damage to the skin. Pollution, UV exposure being 2 of them, visible light, all of that vitamin C is going to help fight against and decrease the ROS that is going to then cause damage to the skin. So this is like essential to help preventing damage on the skin. Damage on the skin means aging skin. You don't want to be damaging collagen. So that's the daytime. At night, you're going to be using your vitamin C to repair and correct. And vitamin C is a building block for collagen. And so again, you want that reservoir to be full. So that way, when your body at night, while you're getting your beauty sleep, the body can say, hey, I want to make some collagen. Oh, I've got all the vitamin C I need to make collagen. There's 2 main types of vitamin C. There's a lot of derivatives. I think at this point, there's none that are of interest that have any, in my opinion, any legitimate backing outside of L-ascorbic acid, the most well-researched, and THD ascorbate. L-ascorbic acid starts working immediately when it touches the skin. There are a couple criteria that an L-ascorbic acid-based serum has to meet to be effective. It has to be L-ascorbic acid, not a derivative. It has to be a pH of 3.2 to 3.5, and it also has to be a percentage of 20 or less, because the higher the percentage of L-ascorbic acid has actually been shown to increase sensitivity. This is why for Barefaced, we chose a 15% L-ascorbic acid, because the lower you get, the less sensitivity, but like there's that happy medium where you still want the efficacy. And so we chose a 15%, and then we boosted it with additional antioxidants to enhance and increase the efficacy without increasing the sensitivity. So no more than 20% for an L-ascorbic acid. THD ascorbate is a little different. It's a derivative. That means the body has to convert it on the skin. So you apply it as THD ascorbate. The body converts it to L-ascorbic acid to start working on the skin. It sounds confusing, but the gist of it is like it has to go through a conversion to start working. So it's like it's not working right away when you apply it, which some people really like, because if you have a sensitivity to an L-ascorbic acid serum, it can be a little bit more gentle in the skin because of that conversion process. The difference is a THD ascorbate can have a much higher percentage because it has to go through that conversion. So a really popular serum that we retail is called C+ correcting. It's a 30% THD ascorbate. tolerate. It's not going to convert to that percentage on the skin just because you don't really know the skin health, the quality of the skin. All of that comes into play when you're talking about converting the vitamin C to the L-ascorbic acid, the actual like working vitamin C on the skin. And so you want to have a higher percentage there because likely you're not going to get any more than a 20% conversion on the skin. Wow, we're getting into full-on chemistry. So what you need to know is if you can't tolerate an L-ascorbic acid serum, then try a THD ascorbate based serum because your skin might like it better. That's really all you need to know about that. But when in doubt, if you've never tried one before, I would say start off, try an L-ascorbic acid-based serum, give it a little bit of time, and if your skin ends up not liking it, then try the derivative. You don't have to like build up or anything like that. I have a couple tips too on how to start an L-ascorbic acid serum. So when the skin is damp, the absorption can be a little bit more intense, and we actually typically like that. However, if you feel like you have a skin sensitivity or reactions to products, if you apply your skincare to dry skin, it's not going to absorb as much into the skin. It's a really good way to get adjusted to using a product. And then as time goes on, you want to build up to applying it to damp skin. But initially, you can even start applying it 3 times a week on dry skin if you're sensitive. This is not all skin types. I would say just if you feel like you're like, I always have reactive skin, I always react to products. So that would be my recommendation there. Okay, so now we know why we need to use vitamin C. Now we also know start with an L-ascorbic acid-based serum. If you can't tolerate that, then move to a derivative. My first recommendation for a derivative would be a THD ascorbate like C+ correcting. Vitamin C serums that are L-ascorbic based, like this serum, are best used within 3 months. There's a couple factors of why. One, the formulation of these products is extremely important because like I was saying, they can be very volatile, they can oxidize. Keeping them within that appropriate pH, also making sure the formula is stabilizing the product, it's all very important. So just making sure you're buying a good high quality vitamin C serum. Over time, we have ours in a dropper and it looks a little bit kind of like milky colored at first. And over the next 3 months, and just like with any other L-ascorbic based serum, you notice a color change. There's a slight color change, a slight oxidation that is happening with an L-ascorbic acid-based vitamin C, and that is completely expected. That's part of the testing process. We expect it, and that's why the recommendation for any of them is to use them within the 3-month period. If you're not using it within that 3-month time, you're probably not using enough, and you're probably not using it regularly enough. This should really last you around that 3-month range. It's not to say that these products aren't effective after 3 months. They're just most effective within that window for this L-ascorbic acid-based serum specifically. See at the outside, there's a little bit of oxidation. That's because some of the product has gotten on the outside since I've been using it. This is what essentially is happening as it's exposed to air over time. We account for that. There is some loss of percentage over time. Again, that is an expectation of an L-ascorbic acid-based vitamin C. That's why using it within that appropriate time so you're getting the maximum efficacy. If you're opening it, it's like an amber color, like that's a no-no. But if you're opening it and there's a color change from a clear or milky to a yellow, that's pretty standard within that time period. Next thing is, why are a lot of these L-ascorbic acid-based vitamin C's in droppers and not pumps? It's because there's some like gases that are released in there, and if this were a new bottle, I could open it and it almost sound like a little Coke can release. It'd be like some of that in the airless packaging, there's not enough kind of stretch in there for that to happen. And the way you should be storing this anyways, you should be opening it, using a couple drops, screwing it on tight, keeping it in your bathroom cabinet, whatever. You don't have to refrigerate it. If you want to, that's great. But all the testing on this product and a good high quality vitamin C product, they're going to be testing in heated conditions. If you're just keeping it in your bathroom, it's fine. When it starts to be in a car for a long period of time or some other hot area, that's when you want to reassess your situation. That's what can cause formula degradation, and that's what you don't want. Vitamin C is not a miracle skincare product, but it is one of your core 4 products that you need for your skin to have healthy skin, to slow down premature skin aging, to protect your skin. It kind of checks a lot of boxes, and so that's why I consider it a part of the core 4. 4 being your vitamin C, an exfoliant, a retinoid, and an SPF. These 4 products alone are going to help prevent, protect, repair, and correct. This is just a piece of the puzzle. Skincare puzzle and your skincare routine does not have to be complicated. As long as you especially have these core 4 products, you can achieve a lot and you're going to see a lot of changes in your skin. But I would say if you're hesitant on a vitamin C, or if you've never been able to tolerate one, look for a derivative. Otherwise, start with the good stuff. And what vitamin C questions do you have?